Paul knows I remember my feelings for you. But he asked what that meant for us, and, we got interrupted, all these things happened, and so next time he asks, I'll say that these feelings, the memories don't change anything.
Baby with Bonnie Lockhart?
A daughter, whom Bonnie is now trying to use to avoid going back to prison. I'd say I can't believe it, but I totally can.
Mom, I am so sorry. I know how badly you wanted Bonnie to pay for what she did to you.
I would love nothing more than to see that woman in a cage for the rest of her life. And then after everything Lucas has been through, because of me, I couldn't say no. I had to help him.
It's amazing that you're being this selfless.
It's not always easy, believe me, son.
Yeah, I hear that.
I assume you're talking about Paul?
Mom, don't get me wrong, okay? I feel awful for what happened to Paul. Okay, but the fact that he fell out of a third-story building window the moment that Will and I decided to be together is crazy.
No, I know. And I know neither one of you wants to hurt Paul. I get it. So you just don't tell him now. You wait. And when he's better, then you tell him.
Mom. He might not get better.
What do you mean?
It's just that the outlook is much worse than we initially thought. Paul may never walk again.
He's paralyzed?
We don't know if that's the case, but his injuries are very serious. And if we want him to have a full recovery, he needs the love and support from all of us. So that's why Will and I, we had to forget the idea of having a future together.
What?
It's just that, yeah.
You both agreed on that?
We had to. Because it's the right thing to do. And as much as it's going to hurt, Will is staying with Paul.
Hey, you. Hey. How long have you been here?
Just a little while. I came in when your dad went to go check on Marlena. He said he'd be back soon, though.
What for?
Well, because he loves you and he wants to help you through this.
How? I'm paralyzed.
We don't know that for sure. Listen, Paul, I know you gotta be frustrated and overwhelmed, but you're not giving up. I'm not letting you. We're doing everything we can to make sure you're all back on your feet as soon as possible.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you're gonna walk again. Period. End of story.
You sound very committed to my recovery, but are you still committed to me?
Why wouldn't I be?
Because you got your memory back. I know you remembered your feelings for Sonny. But what I don't know is whether that changes things for us.
Honey, I am so sorry. I was rooting so hard for you and Will, and
I love him. I love him so much, and I'm always gonna love him. You know that, right?
Oh, honey, of course I do. Of course.
And maybe I should just be grateful. You know, I was hoping for so long that Will would get his memory back. And he did. Which is kind of a miracle if you think about it. I mean, he remembers everything that we shared. Will was going to find a way to break it off with Paul. And then we found out that he's paralyzed and it might be permanent. I mean, we couldn't add to his pain. It just felt wrong, especially given how much I've already hurt him.
I know, honey, but Paul is very understanding. I know he doesn't hold any blame.
He's such a good guy. I just can't believe what I did to him. I mean, I left him at the altar to chase after Will. And I just dumped him just like that. And to think that Will would do the same thing, I couldn't let that happen. We had to put Paul first.
Honey, I hear you. But I have to ask the selfish question. Where do your feelings figure into this?
They don't. And they can't because Paul's body is broken. How can we also break his heart?
But I know that you both want to protect him. I know that. I get it. And what you're doing is incredibly honorable and kind. Honey, don't you think really, it's a huge mistake?
Nothing has changed between us. I promise. I'm with you because I love you.
But you got your memory back before I was hurt.
So?
So that was a huge moment for you. And we never got a chance to talk about it, what you were feeling. You were thinking.
I'm sorry, I still don't see what this has to do with anything.
Because you remembered being in love with Sonny. Then I fell out of a third-story window, and how can I not wonder if my injury had any impact on your decision?
Oh, because that would be crazy.
Would it? Well, just be honest with me, please. Is this what you really want? Or is this just pity?
Paul.
I need to know. Before Kayla gave me the news about my legs, did you still want to be with me?
Knowing that I can't be with Will is agony. But it is not a mistake.
I just don't see how you can say that.
Because this isn't about me. This isn't about Will. This is about Paul and his happiness and his recovery. That is the priority.
Honey, this is a very noble thing you're doing. But if you and Will love each other, then Paul needs to know you have to come clean. Honey, it's the same thing that I had to do with Lucas when I came back from prison.
I know, and Mom, look how that turned out. I'm so sorry, but it's the truth. Lucas was a mess when Bonnie broke up with him. And then he fell into the abyss when you did it for real. I can't do that to Paul.
What? Will just stays with Paul and pretends nothing ever happened? Honey.
Yes.
Look, my heart goes out to Paul, but honey, it is breaking for you and Will. I mean, my God, not only does Will get his memory back, his memory of his love for you, he feels it, and you two finally have a chance at the future you always wanted. Now, honey, please to have that all ripped away because of some cruel twist of fate, it just, honey, it's too hard to accept.
You're right. But it's what we have to do. For Paul.
Of course I want to be with you. That was true before, and it is true now.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah, no doubt in my mind. Although I do think that you're selling us kind of short.
What do you mean?
I have so many strong memories of us, too. You know that, right? I remember bonding over Tokyo Fab together. I remember working together to escape that mausoleum. I remember sharing the most incredible chocolate dessert on our first date.
By sharing, you mean you ate the whole thing and I watched you?
Yes. I remember you encouraging me to take the job of The Spectator when I had zero confidence in myself. I remember all those nights that we stayed up talking. We stayed up not talking. And I remember waking up in your arms in the morning and just feeling safer and more peaceful than I've ever felt in my life. So all of those memories are in my head too. But how I feel about you is not a memory. It's here. It's right now. And I promise I would not give that up for anything.
What if I have to spend the rest of my life?
No, we're not going there. We're not. You are a strong man. You can do anything you set your mind to. This is a temporary setback. Okay? It's temporary. It's a setback that we will get through together.
I love you, Paul Hort.
I know.
You have such an amazing heart. For you to stick with me through knowing everything that I'm facing. I'm so damn lucky to be with you.
I feel lucky too. I'm very happy. But what would make me ecstatic is seeing you get well. So we can figure out what's next for us.
You know, it's funny. A few years back, you were writing an article about me in Sonics magazine, and it was supposed to be about my major league comeback. Then I found out my pitching career was over, and the piece took a very different direction.
Yeah. You came out.
Yeah, it was a very confusing time in my life, professionally and personally, and then you and I ended up sleeping together.
Yeah. I hated that I did that to Sonny.
Yeah, I hated finding out that you were his husband. But, you know, now we get a second chance. Now we can do things right. No secrets, no lies. Just you and me. For the rest of our lives.
Listen to me. Listen to me. There's no reason to make a final decision right now. Listen. Maybe if you just give it some time, Paul could get better, and then you and Will can sit
No,
in.
there is no me and Will. Okay, it's over. Just let it go, please.
Okay. If that's what you want, I support you 100%. Just don't expect me to like it.
I hate it. This is terrible. It was hard enough for me to get over Will when he had no interest in me and he didn't have his memories. But now he remembers our life together, Mom, and he wants to be with me. Now I have to say goodbye all over again. It just feels impossible.
Honey, baby. I love you so much, honey. I just want you to know I'm here for you, baby.
I love you too.
It just kills me to see you like this. Let me make you a drink. Let me just make you something to eat, please.
It's okay, thank you. I just want to get some fresh air.
Oh, God.
Hey, how's Paul?
He's good. They reduced his pain meds, so.
No, I mean, like,
Oh, yeah. He's relieved. He's happy to know that, nothing's changed between us. Sonny, I hated lying to him. I know. I know this is how it has to be, and, part of me will always love Paul, but he's not you.